Today on the show, I talk about some alternate universe versions of the Hulk. Hello and welcome to the show with issues. I'm Auram, and it's that time of the month again. No, not that time of the month, come on guys. It's Parallels time. This time around, I decided on researching the big green Goliath we all know and love, the Hulk. This was actually one of the requests on the first episode of Parallels, which made me want to turn it into a recurring segment. Anyway, enough intro, let's get started. Bruce Banner, the ever-loving Hulk and a scientist who sometimes leans toward the mad side of the spectrum. Puns? No? Okay. Anyway, as usual, I've done research on 5 of the Hulk's multiversal counterparts, and let me tell you, I'm not even scratching the surface here. But I'll get to that later. So, that being said, let's start with our first candidate, David Banner of Earth 311. Earth 311, better known as the universe where the 1602 books take place, is based on the idea that the superhero boom happened in the year 1602. Because of this, many heroes were changed, including the Hulk. David Banner was an advisor to King James I and was honestly kind of a jerk. For example, he was 100% for the eradication of the witch breeds, which are basically this universe mutants. Also, as a side note, witch breed is a totally awesome name for the mutants. King James one day sent Banner and Peter Parquois, along with a small army, to assassinate Sir Nicholas Fury. Fury was able to take out the entire army, but spared David and Peter. Peter spoke to Fury for a bit, but retreated with David back to a higher ground. Banner was about ready to take the shot and end it when the anomaly hit. David, in one last defining moment, shielded Peter from the wave, effectively turning him into the Hulk. The anomaly caused a new world to spawn in 1602's place, where Banner went on to redefine himself as a hero. He even lived with a bunch of dinosaurs for a while. Moving on to another version of the Green Giant, Bruce Banner of Earth 295. Earth 295 is the alternate universe where Age of Apocalypse takes place. So, Bruce Banner was a top scientist for the US government during the war against Apocalypse in America and was commissioned by General Ross to create a legion of super soldiers to combat Apocalypse's Alphas. The Alphas were a group of Apocalypse's most powerful mutants. Apocalypse eventually overthrew America's government, and because of this, Banner fled to Europe along with the rest of the human survivors. He started work with the High Human Council until Mikhail, one of Apocalypse's former horsemen, offered him a job. This job allowed Banner to have unlimited test subjects, but would require him to swear his loyalty to Mikhail and his Upstart program. Banner accepted and eventually began testing on himself, which mutated him into a huge green monster named the Thing. The Thing fought for Mikhail until an encounter with Tony Stark and Gwen Stacy on the Upstart program's headquarters. This fight escalated quickly and ended in Banner falling back to Earth and being captured by Apocalypse. Apocalypse went on to have Bruce's memory erased. After Apocalypse's eventual fall, Bruce lived alone in a small hut filled with science books. One of Apocalypse's former servants, Goodnight, came across this hut one day and tried telling Bruce who he truly is. Bruce denied this until Goodnight mentioned that he knew where Betty was, Bruce's old love. Banner accepted this truth and helped Goodnight to find Betty. Before he could get to her though, Weapon Omega put his quest to an end by, well, shooting him with a laser rifle. So far, these Hulks, for lack of a better word, are all very muddy in their moral values. So let's take a dive into the dark side with our next Hulk, Bruce Banner of Earth 1610. Earth 1610 is the home of the Ultimates, and the Bruce Banner of this universe is deeply intertwined with that team's origin. His origin, however, predates them. Banner was the top scientist at S.H.I.E.L.D. and was commissioned by Fury to recreate the super soldier serum that was flowing through his veins as a safeguard for any future wars. Banner thought he had perfected the serum, but didn't tell anyone because he was afraid of losing recognition. He decided to test the serum on himself, which transformed him into, you guessed it, the Hulk. After Banner caused a ton of damage, including seriously injuring Richard and Mary Parker, he realized what he had done and turned back into Banner while being taken into S.H.I.E.L.D. captivity. Around the time of Captain America being found in the ice, Banner was reinstated at S.H.I.E.L.D. He was tasked with extracting the serum out of Rogers' body and worked on that up until the formation of the Ultimates. Banner noticed that the Ultimates really weren't doing anything, so he decided to take action. He created a hybrid serum infused with the Hulk serum and the extracted super soldier serum from Cap. This transformed Banner into an even stronger Grey Hulk, and he went on a rampage against the Ultimates, only to be defeated by the Wasp, zapping his brain, turning the Hulk back into puny Banner. He was taken back into S.H.I.E.L.D. captivity, and went on to jump in and out of this state, fighting heroes along the way. Next up is the Bruce Banner of Earth 9200, an alternate future reality where almost all the heroes were killed off in a nuclear war. Except, of course, the gamma-irradiated ones. Bruce Banner and his now hyper-intelligent and malevolent Hulk persona known as the Maestro absorbed the radiation from the nuclear war and grew even more powerful than he ever was before. After the war, Maestro seized control of an area and created his dystopia, a metropolis where he was the sole ruler. The Maestro resided in his future imperfect for a while until a run-in with the Spider-Man of 2099, Miguel O'Hara. Not much is known about his current ongoings, but with Secret Wars, he's getting a title of his own and is said to play a big part in the new MU this fall and in the future. So most of these characters have been pretty in line with with their source materials, save a few small changes, so let's talk about a version of Banner that really takes a leap from the 616 counterpart. Bruce Banner, also known as Dr. Banner, is from Earth 11638. Earth 11638 is also known as the perfect world because of everything going seemingly great for the heroes of this Earth. Bruce Banner, after becoming the Hulk and having several run-ins with this world's Spider-Man, began to work with this world's Doctor Strange. Strange trained Banner in the mystic arts and eventually decided he was worthy of the Sorcerer Supreme title. Strange left his mortal body to go on a pilgrimage across the planes of existence and left the duties of Sorcerer Supreme to Banner. Shortly after this, Banner decided to purge himself of his Hulk persona and in doing so, send it to Hell, where it would manifest as the Infernal Hulk. All was right in the perfect world until Deadpool, Spider-Man, and the Hulk of Earth 616 took a trip to this world. The Infernal Hulk took a notice to this and manifested his persona into 616's Banner. All the heroes banded together and devised a plan to rid of the Infernal Hulk once and for all, which apparently involved snapping Dr. Banner's neck and killing him. They carried this plan out, and just before Banner died, he fled to the planes of existence, just as his predecessor did before him. Now I know I've talked about this before, but alternate takes on characters like this are really intriguing to me. I love when writers just take super liberties with their source material. Feels refreshing. Oh, what I said about earlier about barely scratching the surface? I wasn't joking when I said that. There are a whole load of really cool alternate universe Hulks. I urge you to go search around and read up on some of these guys. The end of the month is here, and Marvel is not slowing down in the slightest. I'm picking up 8 titles including Planet Hulk, number 2, X-Men 92, number 1, and Loki Agent of Asgard, number 15. I am super excited for both Planet Hulk and Loki, and of course, everything else on my list. Anyway, here's Marvel and DC's list with the rest of mine. And that's it for this week. Feels good to be back on the saddle and making actual Wednesday shows again. If you have any ideas or suggestions for topics, drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching as always. Next time I read a really boring book about one of the most interesting characters in comics, and then sell it for a bunch of money. Hi, my name is Steve. I'm a super soldier. I throw my shield. Now the song is over.